Hi, welcome to another episode on acoustic guitar training for beginners. In our previous video, I explained the scale, how to run a 2-octave scale on the guitar. In today's video, we are still running the scale but in a different way. The first one I showed was a kind of a forward scale. In this one, we are going to do like a back scale. So I will show you how to play the same scale in another way on the guitar. You will need these scales to do fillings, to play different things. So that's why we are starting with the scale, and that's the major solfa scale. So in the back scale, or another way of playing the tonic solfa scale, do, this is on key C. Do, I'm using the middle finger to play do. Then T, I'm using the forefinger to play T. T. Then La is, I'm using the ring finger. So I'm using the middle finger. Remember, Do is still this one. I'm using the middle finger. T, forefinger. Then La at the second string. La, second string. I'm using the ring finger. Skip one fret to the next one. So I'm using the middle finger. Then Fa, I'm using the little finger. Mi, I'm using the ring finger, no space between Fa and Mi. Then Re, skip one fret. Re, I'm using the forefinger. Do, I'm using the little finger. Let's play up to this. Okay. T, I'm using the ring finger. La, I'm using the forefinger. So, I'm using the little finger. Fa, I'm using the middle finger. Mi, I'm using the forefinger. Re, I'm using the little finger. Do, I'm using the middle finger. Now let's play the ascending order. Okay, so to play the ascending order, Do, I'm using the middle finger. Re, I'm using the little finger. Mi, on the fifth string, I'm using the forefinger. Mi and Fa, they are together. Fa, I'm using the middle finger. So, I'm using the little finger. La, I'm using the forefinger. T, I'm using the ring finger. Do, I'm using the little finger. Re, I'm using the forefinger. Mi, I'm using the ring finger. Fa, I'm using the little finger. So, I'm using the forefinger. La, I'm using the ring finger. T, I'm using the forefinger. Do, I'm using the middle finger. So you can play it at different speeds like what we just did, and then try to increase it gradually to another speed, a higher speed, just to make sure that your fingers are flexible. For example, Good. So try to play at different speed, and then we'll continue from there to you see how we can use these scales to play different different songs on the acoustic guitar. If this video is helpful to you, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.